What do you do when somebody rejects you? What do you do when you're trying to sell something? What do you do when you're trying to connect with a young lady or the young man across the road? Do you follow up or do you let it fly? I'm waking up today feeling like the world is playing checkers and we're playing chess.
They hold back because they're afraid of what other people are going to say, blah, blah, blah. That's the whole idea. When people say something that's not normal, that's the whole reason you're posting.
I've always felt comfortable doing the shit that others don't do, even if I've sometimes privately questioned it myself.
I don't want to break their limits because now at that point, I don't help them see that they can.
Hey man, I woke up, I'm fit, I'm handsome, I feel great. I still got my youth, I can't complain. I have zero complaints, man.
Where does the ketchup go? Does the ketchup go in the pantry, the cupboard, or the fridge? And
well, I guess it depends. If you got nasty ketchup, that shit, you could leave it in the hot sun. It's going to be okay. But if you're getting some good organic shit, that stuff goes foul pretty quick. We're supposed to use a little bit of condiment on our food, not a little bit of food on our condiment.
Everybody's affected by ketchup, Barney, John. Like everybody is. We all have our opinions on ketchup. It might be one of the most common staples on the planet. For anybody tuning in right now going, I thought you guys were all about health and fitness and no ultra processed foods. Heinz has settled the debate about ketchup. It belongs in the fridge. After you crack your ketchup, it belongs in the fridge. Oh, speaking coming out of the fridge, boys, you're going to be, boys, I made a little piece of content yesterday thinking about you guys as I made myself some boiled eggs. So I haven't had time to make it yet, but I shot some videos of my head in the fridge, camera in the fridge, making fun of Marty, making fun of Johnny, cracking the shells.
We basically have in our small garage, just right off the kitchen, we have a full-blown commercial refrigerator double door. When you have food that perishes, you got to keep it cold.
If every day feels like you're just going through the motions, the problem isn't discipline. You're in the wrong job. You're in the wrong life. You're in the wrong space.
You don't walk on the court and make shots. You probably shoot 1,000 free throws before you actually hit 2 in a row in the game.
Yeah. It's funny how the most simple things that affect all of us drive great dialogue. This is not boring to me. I find this fascinating.
When your knee drips over your toe, it displaces pressure outside of the pathway the knee was designed to work. And this will strengthen your knee.
You're going to activate your glutes. You're going to activate your hamstrings when you put all the weight on your heels. You see that old guy with the knee braces on, that's someone who did not work on his glutes and hamstrings.
Squats may prevent, as time goes on, you losing your independence.
I'm not going to be the guy that's got to have that fucking bar by the side of my toilet. You don't need a bar. Just fucking do it with your body weight.
Just stand there and do a few extra squats, boys. Just go, hey, I'm going for a crapper and spend an extra few minutes doing some squats before you go back and see the rest of the crew.
Learn how to adjust on the fly if you need to. And that's not a reason to quit or skip your workout. That's the fitness tip for today.
What I love about the Fat Cosmic is that you're vulnerable enough to make the statement. You're vulnerable enough to hang out with us. That's here.
Hilarious.
No judgment, man. We got nothing but honor and grace for those that are starting their journey because we've all been there. The power of following up, being the one dude who does instead of the 9 that don't, that's what sets you apart.
I follow up with myself every fucking morning. And when you create a habit of doing something, it's really easy to do it. It's just the habits that you create in your life to keep yourself in good shape. You can translate those habits to your marriage, to your business. Here's the thing. Human beings, we repeat mistakes over and over. And the odds are we're going to repeat them again tomorrow. So if you don't be conscious and intentional about not removing your mistakes, you'll just keep doing them.
Some people are just not interested, and that's okay.
Yes.
So if someone that makes it clear that they're not interested, I'm not just going to beat their door down. Don't do that with women, right? Of course, apply some pressure on her, make it known that you're interested. But if a grown woman made up her mind that she's not interested in you, I don't think you're changing it.
Don't make the decision on behalf of them. Let them make it. So follow up with them, right? Until they say, leave me alone. If you want to be an incredible salesperson, entrepreneur, business person, just keep following up until they say no or I'm not interested. Because if you're not, you're actually not doing your job. It's really as simple as that.
The creeps is a big issue now, especially in the gym. Some of the stories I see and hear are ridiculous.
Anxiety was really just an energy. It was a motor. Sometimes it lived in my head. Sometimes it lived in my chest. Sometimes in my heart. But the bottom line is, I recognize that it was power.
We try not to use often, which is should. because we're shooting on ourselves all the time. And I find when I'm shooting on myself, I have to stop and correct my shoulding, because I'm like, who says who? Like, who should? Like, who's the boss of should?
If I don't let go of the past, it's not going to let me live into the future. If I don't let go of the past, it won't let me live.
If you pour your heart out to a female and she just shuts you down and feels like she stomps all over and rips it up and kicks you to the curb, it's easy to be like, or it's easy to say, oh, don't worry.
Yes.
If you're not willing to take that chance and put yourself out there, you're not going to get to experience that love and that meaningful relationship. Right?
Without those early separations, it's like they had to happen. So I so love what you're saying. It's, beautiful.
Yeah. I wouldn't be the person or partner or have the same capacity to have that relationship without going through that rejection, right? Like, it was just a necessary step.
The first thing that pops up in my mind is let's fucking go, because now I can tap into a different energy.
Yeah.
Right. It acts as motivation in my life.
You have to treat yourself like you're someone you're responsible for taking care of. Exactly. Like you said, how would you treat your friend? How would you treat your family member? How would you treat your teammate or whatever it is that you care about? That's how you got to talk to yourself. I got to talk myself through this. I got shit to do. I got to get out of this. And he just moves forward.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Maybe I don't know where this anxiety is coming from.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't matter. I got shit to do, man.
Accept that you have a goal to achieve.
Right.
Don't wallow in it, and then get after it. Rejection happens every single day to all of us.
All the time.
Non-stop.
The whole idea is he's like 49% of the time I was failing.
Yes.
Or getting rejected or getting whatever. Like, that difference is just so razor thin. That game was that game was electric. Like, I was watching obviously on TV.
Awesome.
I felt like it had the feeling of a game 7 playoff game. Like the crowd seemed into it. Every time Ovi touches the puck, he gets even within 5 feet of the puck, and you hear this like swell from the crowd, like building, just waiting to see something happen. Here's our values as an organization. These are the things that we think that are important.
Yep.
Right. And it doesn't matter if this guy scores 30 points a game or does whatever. This guy, like, we think it's important to play defense. We think that's how you win championships. What's not going to help a repeated calf strain? Gaining an extra 20 pounds of body mass that's not muscle, that's not helping.
Look at his face from his rookie year and look at his face now. It's way puffier now. You know, and we know when you're doing the bad stuff, it goes straight to your face.
You want to live with life with regrets or no regrets? If your job is to sell, if your job is to grow a business, your job's to follow up. It's as simple as that. We are really, in my point of view, a once in a lifetime opportunity to create new media, new content in a world where, some would say it's free. It's not free. There's a time investment, but man, the barrier to entry to doing something like this is relatively low. What if the real key to leadership wasn't about pushing harder? What about aligning deeper? The future doesn't belong to those who cling to old models. It belongs to those who evolve, expand, and redefine what leadership truly means. I love that we're doing something others aren't doing. And I love the fact that we're moving the needle. We're creating a new kind of media experience here.